research system,
world generation,
more quality of life.
A lot has happened this month, so stay tuned to hear all about it. So the main topics of this video are going to be our research system. We're also going to be talking about our new world generation, as you heard in the intro, and also going to be talking about some quality of life updates that were, well, very necessarily needed. We're also, of course, as always, going to have a quick lightning round and talk about our future plans. But first of all, Thomas will tell us a lot about the research system.
Yeah, so what is this research system Jamie's talking about? Well, it's our way to naturally progress through the game. It doesn't really make sense to have every building unlocked right when you start your blacksmithing career. So that's where the architect atelier comes in. For a small fee of a lot of resources, you can unlock a building and use it. An example of this is our alloy station. You maybe have seen it already in the past videos where we use it. This is a building you unlock. While the architect atelier focuses on buildings, there will also be another building in the future where we focus on new materials. For example, to create new alloys and stuff like that.
Before we continue with the video, I quickly want to tell you a word about our sponsor, BiteMe Games. Wishlist their upcoming game Forge Industry on Steam now. You know that we would never endorse a product we wouldn't use ourselves here at BiteMe Games, so you can truly believe that this is going to be a great game to play. With that, let's go back to the video.
As you can hear, the research system is all really cool. Of course, we're only 50% of the puzzle there, as we still need to do the material part of it, but what we have right now already is really nice. But for the rest, you'll have to wait for a further video. Of course, we do have a lot of other topics to cover, so we're going to move on to the quality of life updates now. Right now, we have the, well, not the problem, but you have the inconvenience in the game that you have to open a building to either move the building or to create a new route or do any sort of interactions with that building. But as these are often used methods, we want an easier way of accessing them. So that's why we added a nice little right-click context menu that you can open, where you can access all these often used features, such as moving a building, deleting it, which also removes our accidental delete on right-click, and other future methods will also be added there of interacting with the building. So that was our biggest quality of life point, which was a real nuisance sometimes. But some other points we've also covered is you can now start dragging inside a building and drag to another building instead of having to start outside of it. You also have the option now to buy more items at once in the marketplace by holding down Shift and Control, for example. And there's also the option now to drag around with middle mouse button and many others, but those are just a few notable ones to cover. Well, an important thing to note is that all of these small quality of life updates we would have never found if it wasn't for all the beta testing we had at Gameforce and all the feedback we received from the community so far. So that's all really nice, and do keep it coming because it helps us a lot. And now for the last topic, we'll move to Thomas, who will tell us all about the new Worldgen.
So yeah, the new Worldgen is a massive undertaking for me and William. It's a big step forward to what we think is, well, ideal. In the past, Worldgen was very, well, ugly. The foliage wasn't completely okay. Our starting buildings were placed at sometimes insane angles, making workers jump 500 meters into the air to hopefully achieve the building. So yeah, there were a lot of bugs. On top of that, we made it entirely async, which basically means you don't have to wait for it. It will do it in the background, basically. And on top of that, we now get a lot prettier worlds. And our worlds work again, meaning for a while we had a bug, let's say, where only planes was playable, and that's also now fixed. We think this will greatly improve your experience, as now a lot of inconveniences like big height difference between two cells are fixed, and we create more beautiful worlds in general. So I hope you guys look forward to seeing all of those worlds in action. And of course, everyone knows what time is it. Do you know what time it is, Jamie?
Lightning round.
That's so boring.
Lightning round! So first of all, multiplayer. We've heard from a lot of the community that multiplayer is a really important topic to our game for a lot of people. And we are still not promising anything, but we are looking into making it happen and already researching a bit how it would impact the game, how we would implement it, so we're actively working on it. But again, still no promises, just want to make that clear. Second, we've also added different cursors now to more visually indicate what state of the game you're in. So if you're drawing a road now, you'll get a different cursor. If you're interacting with a building, all sorts of different cursors instead of just a few presets.
On top of that, Marnix also did a font overhaul, meaning for when we have large text, we use a different font, so well, it's more readable. On top of that, we also added extra decorative buildings like flower perks, walls, and so on, and they all connect together, so you can create nice fences around your world.
And then lastly, another topic is we've been working even harder on modding support now, slowly adding more advanced modding support features, so users in the future will be able to, well, with the necessary programming knowledge, be able to completely extend the buildings logic, create your own buildings, and do a lot with it.
And as we said before, even if you don't have programming knowledge, you will be able to create new items, mods, and so on. And what are we going to do next sprint? The first thing we want to tackle is dynamic markets. Meaning, if you sell a boatload of items to one faction, for example, they will say like, bro, that's a bit much. Supply and demand, you get less money. So this way we try to avoid having a single item be meta. On top of that, we also will implement extended world events. Meaning, for example, if dwarves and elves are fighting, it might be that dwarves ask you, hey, can you give me 5,000 access because we need it right now? And then you will have a time frame to try and deliver it for a nice big sum of money, and even maybe an increase in alliance level. More on that in a future devlog.
We've also planned on working on the game stats, so you will be able to see individual building stats such as how many items you've produced, how fast you're producing item, as well as global stats around the whole game. And we're also going to be providing options for different camera modes, so you can look at the game in a different angle, different scope for taking nice screenshots or making videos of the game.
And that about wraps it up for this devlog. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you will visit us again on this channel next month. Don't forget to ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling bell and subscribe and like and whatever it is in YouTube land, because Marnix is our, comment. Marnix is our expert, really, so this might be a train wreck of a video, but anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and bye.